Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about the Vermona DRM1 MkIV. This is the new version of their classic analog, all analog drum synthesizers. So they just released this and they have been so kind to send one unit for me to test. As you might notice, in the last few months I become obsessed with their Perfourmer Mark IV. I use it all the time. I like the philosophy that is behind that machine, and so I obviously become very interested in trying one of these guy. So basically this one is a 8-channel, is an 8 synthesizer voice, and each channel has its own purpose, so has a circuit that is developed to make a certain kind of sound. It's the new version has some of their circuit reviewed. I know that the kick sounds more fuller now, and more than that, there's a USB connection in the back that allows this machine to be controlled via USB. So right now we are gonna try it in Ableton, and I'm gonna sequence it with Ableton. So I'm just having a USB cable going inside, and then I decide to pair it with a few effects that I think really shines with this machine. So the CXM1978 by Chase, Bliss and Meris, that is a reverb, and then we will use the Overstayer Modular Channel. Few of you guys asked me to do some video passing drum through it, and it's actually pretty amazing what that guy can do. So first, a quick introduction on how to set up the thing. I just drop an external instrument in Ableton. When you drop it, you can here select where to send the MIDI, and automatically your Vermona or whatever USB instrument will appear here. And then my audio goes first in the Vermona, then CXM, and then into my 7/8 input of the Apollo UAD. And then I had an external effect that is my modular channel effect. I saved it as a preset. So basically this route the audio from 5 to send this channel to 5 and 6 out on my Apollo and back into 5/6. So when I turn it on, I will go through that guy. So basically right now I'm using Ableton as an interface to put all of these things together. I'm wondering if I will ever learn how to pronounce Ableton. Ableton, Ableton, I don't know. Anyway, so quick rundown of the machine here. We have the first channel is called kick. Then we have Drum1 and Drum2 that are useful to create. They can create sounds like kick again, but also like tom or percussive kind of synthesis. Multi is it has 3 oscillator that you can tune, and so create some kind of tonic instrument, and it's interesting, especially as short decay. It can create very interesting notes. Snare, guess what? It's a snare. Then we have hi-hat 1 and hi-hat 2. Both have, I think both, but for sure hi-hat 1 has open and close hi-hat, so they're split in 2 MIDI channel, and then a clap. That is a clap. When you can map these with a few technique, there's 2 ways to do it, but one is like when you turn on, pressing a few buttons, then you play a keyboard or whatever, and he will learn automatically the MIDI channel, and then the sequence of the notes that you will play will be stored, so you can then play those notes and these will react. So it's a self-learning machine. It's all analog, but it's very smart, very, very smart. Then you have a stereo out in the back, and here you have out and insert. So basically are TSR plugs, and they can send the audio out and then come back. So you can use it both as a direct out for each channel, or you can send to an effect and then come back to it. So as a insert point for an effect. And I mean, that could be very interesting if you want to make these things very complicated. But for now, then you have phones here. Let's not forget. Right now we will just dig into the sound and play some pattern that I already did, and then see how this guy works with effects. So let's start with the kick. You have trigger here to preview the sound. Okay, the part that I liked most so far is the sound of the kick. I really like it. So you have, let me see, okay, you have the decay, the pitch, and bend, time, wave, noise, and attack. Then each channel share pan and volume as the same. So each one of these control, of course, interact with the thing. Bend and time works together. Wave change the waveform of this machine. Then you have an attack and the noise. So as you can hear, it's pretty broad, the kind of sounds that you can get. From a sort of very dry kick to a more full one. I really like this kind of sound. This is the way I like it more. And by the way, for my Patreon, I will do a sample pack with a few of the sounds that I like more, and I will upload it together with this video in YouTube, so you can use the sound and try it yourself. Drum1 and Drum2, they share the same kind of circuit. And as you can hear, though, they can go pretty low and create another kind of kick. So basically you can have a 3 different kick. And this one has a FM synthesis. This one I was using as another kick too. I really so yeah, this is your 3 percussion section. Then we have multi. Multi is interesting. It basically you can tune the 3 pitch differently. So it's, I like how this machine sounds with short decays, because of course it's, you cannot control via MIDI the pitch. You can control the velocity, but not the pitch. So it's not something that you can really play with tune. You have hands-on control, so it's pretty great for that. But it's not as immediate as you can think, because it's not easy to tune this by ear very fast. Snare, snare also had a reverb. You have a reverb and decay of the reverb. But we are using my stuff, so for now. And you can filter. I really like the snare. I'm not gonna read all. You can see by yourself. And then I had both the hi-hat circuit have a mixer, and you can mix between a noise. This is the noise part, and a pitch. This is very interesting. And then we have a clap. This one has a reverb too. Okay, so as you can hear, being a synthesizer, the sounds are really synthetic. I have to agree. There's another beautiful review of one of my hero, Steaming, that he just released a review. I mean, this guy come out recently, so there's a lot of review coming out. And while I was listening to him, I don't want to repeat what he said, but I really agree on the fact that out of the box, it's a very synthetic tool and needs some work. And so, yeah, I kind of like the fact that it's very dry, and it can be very interesting when you mix it, when you put it in a mix with other instruments and you start adding effects, because it's just a very naked instrument that allows you to have a lot of potential. So I prepared here few patterns. Basically, I mapped the channel to some notes, and then now we can play and we can hear how it sounds. I will tune it and just play it live until we get something that we like. Now we have just the kick one. So let's say you kind of like this very dry thing. Let's now hear what happens when you start working on the sound. So first step is going to be the reverb. So I'm using a room algorithm with a medium diffusion and the low tank modification, modification, whatever. And then the clock is hi-fi. So this reminds me somehow when you record a real drum set in a dry room. I used to be in rock band, right? So whenever you record instrument, especially drum, you always expect to have this big sound and sound full, but whenever you mic something very close to the source, you don't have any reverberation. So a lot of time I was like, whoa, this sounds so bad, similar with amps and stuff. So I feel that this is a kind of instrument that mimic a real acoustic one. You need to put it in a space. So that's why the moment you turn on the reverb, already everything changed. Now let's make it more spicy. And let's turn on the Overstayer. I already did a preset, so let's hope it sounds good. Now I'm adding a lot of compression to it, but I like it. And now the last step, that it's what I like to add to this kind of stuff, it's some echo. So right now I'm using the Ableton Echo. Let's change and hear another pattern. Let's set up the echo with a different dotted. Let's go. Oh, this is nice. So once you have the thing set up, you can play with it. And it's pretty fun. I find it's a little difficult to know exactly where you're going. While like on the Perfourmer is more straightforward to me, this one is a little more hard to find the sweet spot of the pitch mostly. But I really love how the percussion parts sound. And this kick sounds really amazing to me. This sounds amazing. The Overstayer also had a very interesting tone. This machine is capable to add very little touches, but also it's capable to go very, very dirty. And I feel sometimes it's what you need. From here, of course, there's a lot of gain, and you will kill me because you have the gain match, but do you the gain match in your mind? Let's try another pattern. as you can see here, I mapped the note that I need, and you can play with the velocity. I think the velocity sounds pretty amazing how they implemented it, so it gives a nice feeling to it. Nice. I'm using the lo-fi circuit here. So getting to the conclusion of it, because it's something that you can really start playing and have fun with it, especially when you see what you're doing now. Anyway, I feel that this is a machine that actually has a huge potential for your sample factory. I don't know how to express, like having in a studio this way of having so much different sound at your fingertip, and this incredibly sounding thing, it's good. I'm planning to use it on my desk and make it live here, and have a way whenever I started, recording sample and loop that then I use in my live setup, something that maybe I put down few bars like I was doing now, with already a nice touch of effects and stuff going on, and then use it and mangle it in the Octatrack. So I like to create my own sound. So having these synth that actually create from scratch whatever I want, and then process it through whatever you want, in this case reverb and the overstayer, it's pretty handy, and will allow me to have a bigger scope of sound rather than using the 808 kick that I'm using since I'm born. I don't know. So anyway, I forgot to say that, of course, it's German made, and it feels German made. It's very, very high quality. It's very interesting. It's a kind of a drum machine that I feel would impress more and would be more would stay better on the house of somebody that already have some other drum machine and knows really what it wants. So to me, it's more of an advanced. It's very easy to use, but it's an acquired taste, I feel, to understand what you can do with this one. And I feel it's more of a production tool that you sit down and you create the sound you need, and then you reuse it whatever you want. So yeah, again, I recommend you to check also Steaming review, because I really am, when I watched it, I was like, damn, this is exactly my feeling. And also he did some amazing thing with the Digitech, and he's a damn master. So heads down. I don't know how you would say, but whatever. I'm paying my respect to Master Stimming. Okay. Again, I will create a sample pack with this, and it will be available on my Patreon. If you want to support me now, you have tons of ways to do it. You can subscribe both in Patreon, where you will have exclusive stuff, videos and projects and sample, and my beautiful ideas and inspirational quotes. And you can subscribe to my channel in YouTube and pay me a coffee a month, and that will help me to keep doing what I'm doing. Yes, I think that's it. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please share this video if you like it. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.